live right now. It just says Tony Drake Studio. Tony, that's it. I talked about the real life stuff. Real life weight loss. Can I type that? All right. I think that'll work. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see. What is up, fam? Oh, it says coaching by Drake. Watch live now. Look, I get a notification of me being notified that I'm actually doing something live right now on TikTok Live and YouTube Live. All right, let's get it. Let's get it, fam. So I know it's a little later in the morning, the motivational Monday. A lot of people love restarting on Monday. All right. So I'm gonna do a little topic for you guys. Those who are jumping in. I just started the live right now. So give people a little bit of time to jump on in. But I do have a question of the day that I am going to be asking, that I'm going to address, and then I want to be able to talk about it here. What's up, Bree? Good morning, Bree Madali. Good morning. Good morning. I appreciate your message. What up? What up, though? Let me get my shorts pulled down a little bit. By the way, all the mothers, happy Mother's Day. Whether you're a mother to children, whether you are an animal mom, happy Mother's Day to you all first and foremost. Good morning. Good morning. I want to give a shout out to all the moms out there, um, and mothers who are also fathers. Right? They play the role as fathers, single moms. Double Mother's Day and Father's Day. Shout out to you guys as well. So I just want to say thank you and thanks to my beautiful mom and my beautiful wife for being a great mother, um, and just being able to say, hey, happy Mother's Day. All right, cool. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on. If you guys could just jump in and share the live. My goal here is to help people when it and if you're new to my channel, my goal here is to make sure that I'm helping people get from where they are to where they want to be. Okay. The other thing is that I lost a little bit of my voice. I'm gonna go ahead and share a little sticker here for you guys. Let's see here. It says, thank you guys for the love. I appreciate it. Just remember to tap and share. Let's see if I can get this one going. Okay, here we go. There we go. I think this will help. I think this will help right here. Cool. I'll put that right there at the top, or maybe I should put it down here at the bottom. I'm not sure. And for those on YouTube, what I'm doing is I'm just posting something that says "Ask me anything," because I lost 130 pounds. So that is that. Let me tilt this camera over here, right there. Cool. Now we're good to go. All right. So I know it's later in the morning. So one of the questions that I wanted to talk about today was somebody was asking me, and they said, "How do I lose weight without going to the gym?" Right? Because they don't have. I guess they don't have access right now of going to the gym, and so excuse me. And so I just wanted to dive in a little bit on that right now and share some of the things that I spoke about with them, like when I did my story repost. And perhaps this can help you all as well. But I know we could dive a little bit further, and expand on this because some people do have access to the gym. Some people work out at home. And so what ends up happening is sometimes they just don't know what to do. Okay, so I'm gonna just break a few things down. My name is Tony Drake. I lost 130 pounds. And just a quick little story about me. If you are new to the channel, I went from being fat to fit, back to fat again, and then I finally lost all the weight that I wanted to lose, along with body fat. Changed my lifestyle, changed my body, changed my habits, and now I want to be able to share what I've learned with all of you. Okay, no matter the age, okay, no matter what background you come from. I help CEOs, executive board members, busy professionals, people who are struggling with a hectic schedule, for them to regain their confidence in themselves and put their health at priority number one. All right. So um, the question is, and I may get targeted for this. Can you lose as much weight fasting than you can? Okay, cool. Can you lose as much weight fasting than being on it's called terzepatide. Okay. And for those of you who don't know, terzepatide is another one of the peptides that are out right now. And I'm gonna make a separation first and foremost because I don't want to confuse people. But terzepatide, those type of things, retatrutide, those are more of the peptide side. Okay. And then you have the Wegovy and the Ozempic and all that stuff. That's the GLP-1 side. Okay. So I just want to make sure there is a distinction between the two. And I don't want to confuse I don't want to confuse people by trying to mix it in together. Okay. So First and foremost, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not a doctor. Okay, I just got to make a public disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I am a lifestyle coach when it comes to health, wellness, fitness, and mindset. So I'm just going to give you my own feedback, my own approach about it, and just tell it like it is. Okay. So when it comes to tirzepatide, I know people who have used it. It's a peptide, and a peptide with the amino acids or the amino chains that helps with your body. Okay. It helps restore what may be lost or may be damaged. Okay. Where GLP-1 is hormone related. And I'm not going to just get into the whole scientific approach. That's going to bore people. It bores me too. But what I am saying is this, that it does help. Okay. Both of them help. Okay. That's what I'll start with. Both of these help, whether it's a GLP-1 or whether it's yeah, see, I already got a warning, whether it's a GLP-1 or whether it's a peptide. So I'm going to use some key words that I may not, I have to kind of refrain from some of the words here, just to avoid any type of warnings. But the one thing is that when it comes to fasting, okay, I'm going to talk about fasting. We got to go back a little bit before all of these different things came out. If I'm doing this right here, if I'm signaling this, okay, just know what I'm talking about, okay, when it comes to help with weight loss and fat loss. The main thing is this: when you go back to the simple breakdown of losing weight, losing body fat, feeling better overall, what is a simplistic approach that we've been told a long time ago? Make sure you're eating healthy, make sure you get exercise, make sure you're getting enough sleep, you're drinking enough water. What happened to that? Right? That's what I want to know, is what happened to that situation where we were just told a simplistic thing. Hey, won't you just follow those things and then you'll be able to lose weight, you'll be able to feel better, you'll be able to look better. And I know now with social media, with TV, with commercials, with ads, we get so much information and so much marketing delivered to us on a moment by moment, minute by minute, not even on a daily basis anymore, to where we used to just watch a commercial and see it once in a while. But to the point now where it's like minute by minute, hour by hour, we're seeing something that says, take this and this will happen to you. Take this and this will happen to you. Go ahead and compound these two, and guaranteed you'll see these results in 20 minutes. And so what happens is we get so much of that becomes our truth. That becomes our reality. But we got to go back a little bit and say, you know what? I remember before all of this, when I was in high school, when I was in college, before I had kids or after I had kids, I just stuck to the simplistic approach of nutrition, working out, getting some good rest. Yes, there's going to be stress in life. And I was still able to get from where I was to where I wanted to be. And so now when you do, right. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that. So stick around. This who's this? Nike? I can't. It says it's something. Can you tell me your name, please? Thank you. I appreciate that. And so what's happening. Sorry about that. What's happening is this: we just tend to tell ourselves, "I've tried everything and nothing works for me." Okay, and what I'm looking at is this: can we really, really, Nakara? Okay, thank you. Stick around, please. The truth is this: have we, ask yourself, have we really tried everything? And I'm talking about everything. Okay, let's take that off the top of the list. None of us have tried everything and then say, you know what, it just doesn't work. Okay, what tends to happen is we try something for a couple of weeks or a couple of days, we're trying to rush the process, we don't see what we want, and then we stop and we quit. Right, exactly. People just don't, right. So perfect example. Somebody said it best. I'm gonna use that from now. I've tried everything but consistency. I love that, because that's the truth. Okay, let's just keep it real. I know for a fact that I've tried a lot of stuff, and one of the things that I really, really had a problem with in the past was consistency. Okay, when I was 335 pounds a long time ago, I struggled over and over and over and over again to lose the weight because I wanted to lose it quickly. Okay. So going back to this question that I have right here. Okay. For those on YouTube, I have this question right here. And they were asking about the TERS. I'll just say TERS because I can't say the full name. I already got a restriction. Can you lose as much weight fasting than being on? Okay. So I'm 47 years old, Keith. Can you lose as much weight fasting than being on this thing? Right. So my question back was, are you looking to lose weight only or body fat as well with the weight? Okay. And I said, you can still lose a lot of weight with fasting. And they said, and I want you guys to listen to this real fast. Sorry if I'm missing your comments and questions, but I just want you guys to pay attention real fast. They said, shoot, I honestly didn't know there was a difference. Okay. And I said, are you looking to lose body fat with the weight? Okay. And they said, shoot, I didn't even know the difference. Just that right there goes to show that we're getting so much marketing fed into our face. Just take this and you'll lose weight. Weight, you lose weight, you lose weight, you lose weight so fast, you'll lose this so fast, you'll lose weight so fast, you'll lose weight so fast. And people are just like, oh, I can lose weight just by doing this. And then I say, well, do you want to lose body fat when it comes to losing weight? And they go, oh, there's a difference. Yes, there's a big difference. Because when I'm speaking with people and even myself, when I've done a long time ago, you can lose weight, but if you're losing muscle and you're losing water and you start looking saggy and you start looking like, oh, sucked in, that's not good. Okay. You don't want to lose it that way, because now what you're doing is, think about it like this, and just a simple approach. Your muscle, not only does it help you look good, of course, right? There's aesthetics. Let's be real. There's aesthetics. It makes you look good. You feel more confident. But there's a lot of benefits of keeping muscle in your body. Number one, it's a protection. Okay. As we get older, we want to be able to keep as much muscle mass as possible, because eventually, yes, it's gonna go down. But muscle protects our body. Okay. That's what I'm talking about right there, Keith Jones. And as you looks like your health is looking great. And sorry if I missed you guys' comments and questions. Just copy it and then just paste it to me when I'm done speaking. But the thing is this is that when you have a good amount of muscle, it protects your body as you get older. You hear a lot of people who will fall and then they break a hip and then later on they pass on and they don't have that muscle to protect their body and it's just bone and skin. That's when people get older, and a lot of times that tends to happen. What's happening now as people are younger, they're looking for that quick fix, and so they end up taking this. They love that number on the scale because they're losing the weight, but they don't realize that they're losing muscle, and so they're more prone to injury now because the muscle is not there to protect the body. And of course, on top of that, it looks not that good when you're like, yes, I've lost 25 pounds in a month, but then you look sucked in, you look not good, you don't look healthy, you just look lethargic and your energy is down. And so, not I can't get scientific in here because I don't want another restriction. But for my group, I could definitely talk about this more in detail. The message that I'm trying to deliver is this: yes, both of them will help you with losing weight. But the thing is that I want to help people and teach people to always lose weight. If you're looking to lose weight, lose the body fat, keep the muscle, because when you keep muscle or you retain muscle and you continue to build that muscle helps in turn burn more body fat. Okay. It helps tend to burn more body fat. It's also a good protectant for your body. Aesthetically, it helps you look better. And when you're out in public, you just feel more confident by how you look. And I'm going to just keep it real. Everybody judges people by the way they look. Okay. It's not the first time you heard this. Everybody judges people by the way they look. Just the first indication of when you see somebody on how they look, you're already judging. You're already thinking about something. We all do it. We're all guilty. Okay. So is it a bad thing? I would say not necessarily. It's not, because we can look and say, okay, yeah, that person may, whatever, right? Maybe a little bit overweight. I think they could do better if they feel better if they lost a little bit of weight. If some people are just shaming them and just saying all kind of bad stuff, that's different. But sometimes it could be a reflection. I'm like, man, like I remember I used to look like that. I don't want to look like that anymore. Perhaps I can help that person, right? There's multiple ways to look at it, but all of us judge somehow, some way. Okay. Now the thing is yes, can you drop the weight by doing this stuff? You can. My thing is that have a more healthy approach. Okay. The other question that I asked, I said, you know, you've lost. It sounds like you lost some weight. I know you don't know the difference, like you said, between the body fat and just the actual weight itself. And I said, well, while you're on this thing, right? How's your eating pattern? How's your nutrition? Right? Is it 100%? Is it 50%? Is it 70%? They said they know they eat in a caloric deficit and maybe eat 1 to 2 meals a day. Now, let's just talk about that for a second, because I want to be able to help whoever's listening as well. Is that when you are, let's say you're eating 1 to 2 meals a day, you're in a caloric deficit, you're doing fasting, you're doing exercise, you're getting good sleep. why do you still need that thing? That would be my question. Why do you still need that other thing then? If you're in a caloric deficit and you're doing 1 to 2 meals a day, you're fasting, you're exercising, you're staying hydrated, and you're getting good rest. Why do you still need that? Well, this person said that, maybe this would be a good way to go and, to get started. And okay, but that's just more money that you're paying that person to give you something to do this. And then now all of a sudden, 2, 3 months go by and there was no habits that were constructed during that time. You were just solely relying on this. And now that you're off of it because maybe the price went up or you can't afford it anymore, or it's not working the way you want it to do, or you've been doing it, but your habits aren't there as established as you would like it to be. What happened? Well, nothing works for me. And it's like, no, I'm gonna just be honest with you guys right now. It's not that nothing works for you. The thing is that you're not working for it. So then you get sold into this whole system of, well, I got to take this because if I don't, I've tried everything else and it's not working for me. Nah, that's not the case, boo. You're not working for it. You have to make sure, like you said, yeah, there's no dedication. You got to make sure that you're staying committed to you. And if we could just change our vocabulary a little bit, I think it'll really help based on how we not only look at ourselves, but how we start to go about our day. If we're like Pablo said, if we want things done quickly and we're not seeing those results quickly, um, if we're not seeing those results quickly enough, we start to go somewhere else, right? And my great friend, he calls it the shiny new object syndrome. Okay. Yep. I used to be that guy too. 335 pounds, looking for the quick fix. Before all this other stuff that was put into our soul, it was yeah, good one, Liz. Yep. Yeah. Pablo lost 120 pounds. That's phenomenal. Good morning, Blanche. Good morning, Blanche. I remember you. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry about this. So I know I keep flapping at the gums. Let me go ahead and ask some of these questions here. But I think people understand, and I think this could lead into other conversations. So somebody asked a question real fast. Lauren, 6'5", 330. Okay, is there a certain number that you're trying to get to, or a certain goal or milestone that you're looking to get to? And the other question here, it says home gym versus the actual gym. Whichever one you want to use. Hell, you can use the earth as your gym if you want to. You know what I mean? So as long as you're staying moving, as long as you're staying dedicated, as long as you are um, utilizing your body to perform an activity, it could be at home, it could be at the gym. And I want you to think about it like this too. There's men who are in prison. They don't have access to anything, but yet they're still coming out looking different, changing their body, right? So we don't want to limit ourselves to say, well, I only have, a home gym here. I can't do much. No, you could do a lot. Okay. So anyhow, let me see if that. Uh, yeah, Lauren, you could definitely do that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Lauren. Let me just talk about that real fast. Lauren, the thing is you can do it. A long time ago, my friend at the gym, he was telling me today. He's like, man, show this person your picture, right, of how you used to look. And so my thing is this was me before. Okay, so this was 335 pounds. Okay. And you couldn't catch me anywhere in a tank top just because of the fact that I was just not confident in myself. Okay. So the thing is, Lauren, that you can get it done, right? Um, Anybody on here could get it done. Lady D was at 350, now 267. So exactly, if you went from 350 to 267 and you want to get to 200, you just do the exact same thing that you've been doing to get from 330 to 267 and keep on going. And you'll get there because if you're still doing those habits, you're doing that on a daily basis, you'll get to where you want to be. Um, Miss Lissa, I want to lose 50 to 60 pounds. And yeah, Miss Lissa, you could definitely do that as well. I don't know what your current habits are right now, but if you want to list it, you definitely can. Or if you want to just let me know what you've tried and we could talk about this and how long you've been trying it or doing it. I don't like to use the word trying. Sorry, but I like to just say doing it. How long you been doing this? Hannah said, any thoughts on Orange Theory? Orange Theory is a great place. Utilize it as long as you're going and you're utilizing that time that you're there you're dedicating that 1 hour or that 90 minutes to you. Orange Theory works. Let's see here. I may have missed a comment or a question here. Sorry about that. But yes, this is the person. So yeah, Lauren, Lissa, like you guys can definitely do it. Okay. And I have plenty of proof. I'm waiting for my guy to send me a pic. And like I said earlier, age doesn't matter. Orange Theory is like a fitness class. Yes, for sure. And let me show you guys another one real quick. I told my guy to send me a pic because I'm waiting for it to I'm gonna show him on my Transformation Tuesday. It might be on my other phone. Let me see. I just want to make. What about cheat days? What about cheat days, Sherrod? You got to give me a little bit more information on that one. Okay, here we go. Oh, Doc put you on Mounjaro. Why is that? Did they say why? Matter of fact, hold on 1 second. I want everybody else to listen in. Okay, I just invited you, Lauren. I want to hear about this. Is it good to have cheat days? You got to earn cheat days, man. If you're on this journey right now of trying to change your body and you just started and then you're like, well, I still want to have a cheat day. Nah, earn your cheat day later on when you hit those milestones to hit that goal. What's up, Lauren?
Yes, sir.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
All right. So you said your doctor, and I want everybody else to listen to this as well while we're on here. So if you don't mind sharing, you said your doctor put you on Mounjaro. What encouraged them to tell you to go on Mounjaro?
My A1C.
Okay, and what's your A1C right now?
It's lower, but about a year and a half ago, I had an episode where it went up to 14.
Okay, so
I had been managing it, and it was about 6.7.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened when it got up there, but then it's slowly coming down. I'm now probably about I think last time I checked, I'm at like an 8.2.
Okay, from a 14.
Yes.
Okay, and so you've been doing the Mounjaro primarily for the A1C.
No, I haven't. They just when he started, he wanted to put me on it. I haven't started.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, and so how did you go from a 14 to an 8 now without using it?
Just kind of. They gave me one of the Dexicon thing to monitor my sugars.
Okay.
And so I just kind of monitored it, see what spiked it, see what stayed away from stuff, stayed away from fruit.
Yeah.
I want to get back to fruit, but I can't because it kind of obviously certain fruits, but
right.
Pretty much just watched what I ate more salads.
So nutrition.
Basically.
Yeah, so nutrition. Okay, and then do you do intermittent fasting by any chance?
Involuntary.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
What I mean by involuntary, it's I'm kind of down to probably eating 2 meals, sometimes 1 meal a day.
Okay, nothing wrong.
On purpose. That's just the way kind of my body operates.
Okay. So the good thing with that though is that if you are having 1 or 2 meals a day, if you look at it in a way of like you're giving your body more time to rest and recover. Okay. So at a point,
that's another reason why I'm giving more time for my sugars to come down too. So that's why I kind of started doing that.
Right, which is good. So the by you doing this naturally, you don't have to rely on that. Right. And the thing is that now that you've been practicing this and you see the results is truth. So if you were at an A1C level of 14 and now you're down to an 8, based on just by watching what you're consuming, and on top of that, you're involuntarily fasting, like you said, but your body is telling you the truth. Your body is saying, "Look, I get to spend more time recovering, repairing, rejuvenating, restoring," and so now because of that, the numbers are coming down, and that allows you to feel better. You're going to get to that point where you're going to be under 5.7, 5.3, where that risk of prediabetes or type 2 diabetes is no longer there.
Yeah, I know weightlifting's a big part too, because as you weightlift, that sugar goes into the muscle as opposed to staying in the blood as well. So I'm kind of starting to incorporate that as well.
Yeah. So you're on the right path, which is good because it just goes to show eventually when you get to that number and you didn't use any of that stuff that they're trying to prescribe you, you're a living testament for other people who are saying, you know what, I'm considering doing this. And you're like, no, 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 no. Let me tell you exactly what I did. And now you're not only are you helping people with saving money, but you're also helping people with changing their lifestyle too.
I get, yeah. And so I guess my question would be, if I did started to come off with that, is it better not to, or is it better to and then come off? That makes sense.
So it's better to keep on doing what you're doing now simply because it's working naturally by you fasting, by you watching what you eat. And then the other thing, like you said, is incorporating weights, right? So if you do that and you're just sticking to that, then you won't need that other thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so now you know what to do for the rest of your life. Once you hit that milestone of like, hey, you know what, I'm no longer, pre-diabetic or having type 2, you now know what to do and you never had to rely on that outside tool. And so if you ever have an increase again, right, you know exactly what to do without thinking, oh, I have to go back to this tool over here. You don't have to. You're already putting in the reps right now. So the results are showing based off of the reps. So my answer would be there's literally no need to do it.
Got it.
Yeah. I can only say so much on
Obviously,
here.
because we want it, I guess in my mind, or I guess in normal thinking, okay, I went from here to here,
Yeah.
but if I continue to do what I'm doing and then also add that, I'll get there faster.
Right. That's in your head. But what's the point of doing it faster if you once you get off of it, what happens?
Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, hopefully, I just get off of it because I'm still continuing to do what I'm doing.
Right. But if you're doing what you're doing now without it and it's working, then why do you need that? That's my question. So it sounds like
Again,
you
it's
just want it
faster.
faster. Right. Right. But
That's all it is. I mean, it's not to say that I'm
right. So it just
questioning what's happening, because I mean, obviously, I see it. I can't question it.
right.
But it's almost to the point, like you said, you know what I mean? If it's going to take me another 6 months to get there, but then if I do this and it takes me 2, then why don't I just take this, do it in 2, then come off of it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of the rationale going on in my mind.
Because sometimes a lot of people don't end up getting off of it because they see other things that happens and they feel a certain way for that certain amount of time because it changes your hormones. So if it's changing your hormones and you're feeling good because you have this outside tool, and on top of that, it's expediting the time to lower your levels, that's good in the moment. But what happens is like, okay, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off. And I've spoke to hundreds of people who are like, okay, I'm gonna get off. And then they don't, they end up staying longer. And then when they get off of it after a certain amount of time, what happens is they end up either putting the weight back on or they double the weight and their numbers end up going back up. So my
And I
yeah,
definitely don't want that sucked in, waterless, you know what I mean? Like you said,
right,
a lot of people get that look of that sickly look. They definitely don't want that.
right, right. And so you got to look at the pros and the cons, what you don't want, right? The main thing is this. What's your main thing? Get these A1C numbers down. Whether it takes 2 months or 6 months, the natural way doing this 6 months, the goal is once you get those numbers down, you did it. But you also have a story to share. So if you're now me speaking on a microphone and somebody goes, all right, Lauren, how'd you do it? You're like, well, I was doing good. And then I decided to take this tool to speed up the process. They'll be like, okay, I don't want to go that route. But if you're like, you know what, it took me 6 months, but I got there and I didn't have to rely on anything, they're like, I want to hear more. Now you're a leader without taking any quote unquote shortcuts. So look at the long term and say, okay, how can I inspire and impact more people by taking a little bit more time, but I've did it without anything else compared to, well, I just wanted to speed up the process a little bit and then get it done. And then it is what it is. Like, nah, you got a lot more to look forward to if you just go the long route. That's what I'm saying. Like when I tell my story about I lost 80 pounds in a year, kept it off for 12 years, and then gained it all back and then lost it all again, plus more. Everything was naturally done. And can't nobody tell me nothing. They can't be like, oh, well, you took this and you took that. No, I've done it all with fasting, nutrition, sleep, hydration, and activity. Right. So now the story will live with me as long as I'm around without saying, well, I did kind of take no. And so that's the mentality that I want you to adapt is like, yeah, it might take a few months longer, but what's a few more months? I'm still here on this planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just something to think about, you know.
I mean, you're right. It is. You're right.
So in 6 months, when you come back and you be like, you know what, T, like my A1C levels is at 5.1 or 5.2, and I'm no longer dealing with this, and I've done everything naturally. You could take that with you for the rest of your life, bro.
Very true. Very true.
Cool. And then you be taking your shirt off, like you said in the comments.
Right. Right.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, let me know, man. Like, hit me back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Will do.
All right. Have a good one.
I appreciate you.
Likewise. All right. Let's see here. We had somebody else who had a question here. It looks like. Let's see what we got. So hopefully, I did invite someone else. They had their hand raised, but hopefully I was able to, I wanted to bring Lauren on because I love real life conversation when we come here on live and just being able to hear their story, especially when somebody gets, they're like, hey, my doctor prescribed this to me. I haven't taken it yet. What should I do? Right. I just love those real life stories because, a lot of people, they'll come on here and say, well, what's the best creatine to take? What's the best this to take? And they haven't even started on nutrition. They haven't started on fasting. They're just product, 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 product. And it's like, let's just start with the basics first and knock that out. Let's start here with the mentality first and say, okay, I have a milestone to reach. I have a goal that I want to reach. What should I do in order for me to get from where I am to where I want it to be? So let's see here. Somebody else had a question. Hopefully I invited the right person. Pastor Sears.
Hey man, how you doing?
Great, man. Thank you.
I just really found out my A1C was 13
Okay.
the other week. My sugar was close to 400, and immediately I kind of knew what I probably need to do, which I cut all the carbs and did the whole nine. And tried to do. I was doing it naturally, but I did let the doctor talk me into the taking a shot. And man, when I tell you, it landed me in the hospital this time last week because my body wasn't used to that level of shot because I had started doing naturally, and I found that my numbers have come down. However, these cravings will not leave me.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge. I have dropped about 15 pounds in the last 3 weeks just by letting go everything in a more balanced diet, rest, water. I found to be my best thing. That shot made me constipated, and I think people don't know about it. I don't care how much fiber you do. What I've been told is that it's going to shut down almost your whole system. So what are some things? Because I'm going back to the gym today, as a matter of fact, to start my process back over with the weights.
Yep.
And I'm not going to do it extreme. Don't get me wrong, but what are some of those things that I can do? What I can take as some supplements that you would recommend that I do?
Okay, so just to go back a little bit, A1C was at 13, and so the shot put you in the hospital. But before that, when you were doing everything naturally, you were able to drop down like 15 pounds, right? You said
I dropped down
7 in a week.
And then I did, and then after the shot, I had dropped like 5.
Okay.
Something like that. And so now I'm pounds now. I'm only 5'5".
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So when you dropped all the carbs, like you said, right, you changed your the way you ate. Did you drop carbs immediately?
I dropped carbs immediately. No potatoes, no, no. It just was grilled chicken, kale salad,
Right.
broccoli, that type, turkey breast, that type of stuff.
Okay. So what may have happened was when you go from one drastic measure to the next, what happens? Your body will go into shock. So, we've heard, you want to wean off slowly or you want to start tapering off slowly. So, what happens is when you've done that, your body's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, I was eating carbs, I was consuming potatoes, I was consuming rice, I was consuming, chips, bread. And then the next day, you just nothing. And then the following day after that, nothing. Your body's like, well, hold on real quick. Let me tell you something, right? It's just a conversation that your body has with you. And so when you slowly taper off, then you allow your body to say, okay, let's get used to this a little bit, and then we'll feel pretty good. But your body went in a straight shock because of the way you delivered that message to it. So what you're doing now, like you said, you're not having carbs, you're taking in protein. The thing is that you still want to be able to have carbohydrates. Carbohydrates aren't bad. It's the type of carbohydrates that you consume. So if you are having your proteins, I talk about macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients, I always like to say PFC, right? So protein, fats, carbohydrates. Those are your macronutrients. That helps the external side of the body. Your micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and fibers, that helps with the gut. So there's blueberries, strawberries, watermelon, apple. Those are water soluble fruits that are low glycemic, low in sugar, high in fiber, but they're still carbohydrates, but they're not bad carbohydrates. So my answer to you is that consume carbohydrates. Don't just cut it out drastically. You're going to feel like, whoa, what's going on? Now you're incorporating weightlifting. You want to be able to have carbohydrates. You just want to have the right type of carbohydrates. So when I consume, when I have my fruits, they're all water soluble: watermelon, apple, strawberries, and blueberry. The antioxidants in those fruits, as soon as you crunch them, they just turn into water, right? That's the water soluble. But the thick ones, banana, mango, all those different thick ones, I avoid those because they have more sugar content. Whereas the water soluble fruits, they're less sugar, but they're great in fiber. Okay, so consume the carbohydrates, just know what type of carbohydrates you're taking in. And then when you are working out, right, just like we're weaning off, you're just gradually going to go up. You work out. I work out fasted, okay, because I want to utilize my body fat to go perform the exercise, whether it's at the home, whether it's at the gym, whether it's just using the earth as my gym. I'm doing it fasted because I'm saying, okay, body fat, we have a whole lot of you up in here, and I want to get rid of a lot of this body fat. That's where a lot of people don't understand the difference between weight loss and fat loss. Okay. So if I want to lose the weight and lose body fat, then why not just use that to say, hey, go work out. Okay. Now we're burning that. And then your body is saying, okay, I've put in the work. Now I need to be fed the right way. And then you're like, okay, cool. I'm going to give you the proteins, fats, and carbs. And I'm going to give you vitamins, minerals, and fibers. And now what you're doing is you're nourishing your whole body 100%. Macronutrients, micronutrients. You don't have to worry about all that stuff over here because that's not going to give your body what it needs. That is a pharmaceutical. I'm talking about nutraceutical. That's what your body needs, and that's how you'll continue to thrive.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
So I can have watermelon.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so good. Because I went and got apples today.
Yes.
Because I felt a little dehydrated and I wanted, a type of fruit that's better than bananas. And so I'm glad that you just told me about it. So
Yeah.
I got blueberries, strawberries.
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, likewise.
Praying for you.
Thank you.
So much for taking my call.
All right, you have a good one. Thank you. I'm going to do one more. All right, let's see. We have Antonio. Pastor Sears, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. All right, let's go. Let's see, there was somebody. Somebody said, what about grapes? Grapes are fine. They do have a little bit more sugar content, but I just like to stick with the 4. And of course, you know, the information era that we live in now, if you were just to type in on, you know, Chat GPT or any type of AI system or Google, you know, water soluble fruits that are low glycemic, low sugar, high in fiber, just type that in and see what comes out from that. Um, but you know, with pineapple, I think I haven't consumed pineapple personally because the allergy that I have to pineapple. But the 4 that I would recommend is you know, the 2 berries, apples and blueberries and strawberry, and then apples and watermelon. So that's what I would recommend. I think I had one more, but I think they ended up leaving. Sorry about that. So hopefully that was able to help you guys. The other thing is if you're getting back into the weights, right, just make sure that yes, it is. It is. I got it from Japan. What you're doing is when you're getting back into the weightlifting, you just want to start off a little bit slow. Don't rush the process. Just enjoy your time while you're there. Go back the next day and just focus on that consistency than trying to hurry up and get to this certain milestone because it never works. Cool. I've had this now for 20 years. I'm just looking at the comments here. Somebody said, what about tomatoes? Honestly, I just stick with the 4. Anything outside of the 4 that I mentioned, I think if you want to just take a look, you know, whether it's on Google, whether it's like on one of the AI systems, just take a look. But I like to keep things simple. Some people say it's boring. Boring gets me results. Okay, I'm not looking for a sporadic things like, oh my gosh, like unless you're allergic to it, okay, that's different. But outside of those 4 that I mentioned, just go ahead and take a look. And then this way you kind of know for yourself and then go from there. The other thing before I close out, I have another minute left. On my because TikTok could kick me off if I say these things. Yeah, no problem, Lauren. Thank you, man. And please update me. Like, please update me. On my profile, if you guys want to go to my profile, you'll see a link once you click on it, and it'll say coachingbydrake.io. I have a book in there, an ebook that's free. You just click on the link, and then you click on the second tab, and you can get my free ebook, and it's called Lose Your First 5 Pounds on Me. So just go ahead and grab it. I talk about the TDEE calculator in there, and then this way you could put in your own body stats. When you look at your own body stats, you know, if you're wanting to be able to cut weight, if you want to be able to maintain weight, or if you want to bulk, that information is in there. So you would just tap on the ebook, the link, and then from there you would put in your stats. And then this way now you have a guide. I also put in fasting tips. I put in workouts that you could do, whether you're at home or at the gym. It's like a 14-day deal, and then just nutrition information. So if you go to the profile here on my page and then download the ebook, then you'll get that for free, and hopefully that can help you as well. So I appreciate you guys, Lauren, Pastor Sears, everyone else who jumped in, shared their story. Pablo, I saw your messages too. I didn't mean to skip out on you. I was just talking, having a conversation here, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for your time. Make sure you're following me, and also on my story, if you go to my TikTok story, I would definitely share when I'm coming back on here, and then you click the notification or the bell here, and then this way when you guys jump back on, you'll see me and ask any other questions you got. All right. So let's get it. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. You hear that? Let me jump over here and turn off this live.